I'm Jace, and I'm a sex addict. This is Sex Life, where we talk about sex and we talk about life because the two are so closely related, you can't have one without the other. This week, my partner's dad asked me about my tattoos. Now, he didn't ask about their significance or their meaning to me, he asked about their permanence and what I would do if I got to be older at a different stage in my life where I no longer wanted to have these tattoos. And some of them are very easy. They're easy to hide, while others are, really noticeable in my everyday life. That would be a lot more difficult to hide, especially here in Texas, where we are regularly in the triple digits and we hardly have any seasons. And so his thought was, there's a potential of me getting older and deciding that I no longer want these tattoos on my body. And what am I going to do then? Will I regret it? I can't speak for what future me will think. However, I do believe I can speak with confidence around regret. Being an addict, I have had to deal with that subject in some really deep and painful ways. If you're an addict or you know someone who's an addict, you know that we can and usually do some pretty shitty things. In addiction, it is all about survival or perceived survival, and getting that next hit or next fix does feel like life or death. And that leads to a lot of really gross behavior. Sometimes a lot of selfishness, short-sightedness, self-centeredness. Really, it can be some really ugly stuff. And being an addict doesn't justify that. I have to be responsible for how I'm showing up in this world. And I've done some things that I'm not proud of and I wouldn't do again. There's also things that have been done to me that have created regret in me and regret about my past. Now, some of those things I was completely out of control of, like during childhood. And then some of those things were done to me, but, I had put myself in that situation, which doesn't excuse someone else's behavior, but still, I have responsibility in that situation as well. What I have come to around regret is it's not, of course, beneficial at all living that way. It's very limiting, very limiting. And the other part of it as well is that I truly, deeply love myself. I don't always like everything I do or everything I say or the way I look all the time or, whatever, but I really love myself. And for me, love has to be unconditional. If there are any conditions, any strings attached to love, that's not love. That's not true, real love for me. And so getting to that point of truly loving myself, I've had to look at everything done to me and everything I've done. And it's hard and it's scary and it hurts and it's not fun. However, in doing all of that, I've seen it all. I've seen the good, the bad, the weird, the gross, the unexplainable, and everything in between. And I'm able to love that person. And I'm able to love everything that has happened in my life, even the really dark and ugly stuff, because it's created the person that I am. And because I love that person so very much, I have to love everything that comes with her. And that means the things that I've done that I don't love, or the things that were done to me that were very painful. Those all helped me be who I am and help how I show up in the world now, help the service that I try to provide for others in my community. They help the way that I act in my relationships now, the way I treat people now, are in large part to the things that I once regretted. So for that reason, and because they all help me to be a better person now, a person that I love and that I respect very much, I can't regret things. And it just means that how I'm showing up now, I have to be very aware of. I have to be very present for, because I know that I'm responsible for how I'm showing up in this world and that I have choices and that everything I do, I'm making a choice. And I think regret is a choice as well, and it all depends on how we look at it. So that being said, around my tattoos, I see them as a choice made at a certain stage of life by someone I love very much, myself, past me, and that they were very important for her journey. and for my journey. I have a tattoo I got over 10 years ago that meant something to me then, and it means something different to me now, and I still love that tattoo. It's my first tattoo. I got it when I was living in Los Angeles. Each one of my tattoos is something special to me, and they each signify a different period in my life and a different mind space that I was in my life, and a lot of them have to do with my recovery as well. They are commitments. They are commitments for this lifetime that I'm going to stick to it, and that I'm going to stick to this path that I'm on. So to answer his question, no, I don't think I will regret them. I think that I will love them as part of a package that holds the person that I love very much. And with regard to regret in general, I think that everything happens as it's supposed to, when it's supposed to, and that they all add together to create this person that I love very much. And therefore, regret is not something that I really have to tackle anymore. So that is a little bit of my life and my story, my thoughts, my feelings around regret, which is a pretty big topic in my life. So there you go. Feel free to send in your questions or comments through my website, jacedowney.com. You can find a link for that below. And I ask that you please subscribe to these videos so you never miss a single one. I got nothing else. Thanks so much for watching. As always, stay curious.